Hey guys, and welcome to another episode on The Carbon Connection. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really does help me a lot. Today we're going to be talking about JB4. I'm going to teach you guys how to use the in-dash menu to change your maps. So this would apply to anyone who doesn't have the Bluetooth connectivity kit for their JB4, and obviously going to be using their in-dash menu to obviously facilitate map switching. So the JB4 has a lot of functionality and a lot of different menus that you can access through the in-dash setup, but we'll get to that in another video. We're going to start off with the basics of actually accessing the JB4 menu. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your finger on your volume down button, your down arrow button, and press them together. As you can see, the dials on your dash have now changed. On the left, you can see that it's on 0, which means that we're in menu 0. So if I press the volume up button, that would be menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, and so forth. I'm now going to go back to menu 0. And menu 0 is your map switching menu. As you can see, my car is currently in map 5. And if you use your arrows once again, you can change the maps. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And if you need to exit the in-dash menu while you're on menu 0, just press your volume down button again and you'll go back to your normal dash. Okay, now that you know how to access the menu through pressing the volume down and arrow buttons together, let's talk about the different maps that you have access to. So currently in menu 0, map 0. So as per the N54 Tech website, where I've gotten this information from, we can see that map 0 is your stock bypass. So pretty much JB4 deactivated. If we move on to map 1, this would be 13 psi above stock. So this is generally suggested for a car with either no mods or just a very basic mod like a charge pipe, so that you're not left stranded when you're with pops, and no other real significant mods. This could be run on pretty much normal pump gas. Next up, we have map 2. So map 2 is 14.5 psi above stock. And again, this is according to the N54 Tech website. This is suggested for those people with, say, intakes, downpipes, and maybe a few other basic modifications. Map 2 can be run on normal pump gas, but I'd suggest using octane booster like OB1 or something similar just to get that extra power out of your car. Next up is map 3. This is your progressive water meth injection map. To be perfectly honest with you, I have no idea how it works. I've never installed water meth injection on any of my vehicles, but hopefully in one day we'll get there. Then we move on to map 4. Map 4 is your stock tuning, but with all the other JB4 functionality active. This comes in handy if you're actually using your JB4 Bluetooth Connect kit, because then that gives you access to gauges, etc., where you can monitor oil temps, water temps, air intake temperatures, as well as your fuel trims. So yeah, I'll show you guys a little bit more about the JB4 Bluetooth Connect kit in a while. Next up is map 5. And this is the map that I seem to have been using most of the time for my daily driving around, etc. This is your auto tuning map. So your boost ranges between 12 and 17 psi above stock. And this is based on your car's octane, conditions, and modifications. This is also compatible with ethanol 85 mixtures. In map 5, your car, or rather the JB4, is constantly calculating different factors within your car, and it tries to give you the best performance based on whatever it's calculating at that moment. Like I mentioned, it does calculate different temperatures, it calculates your car's octane and different modifications that you may have. So like I said, this one here would be between 12 and 17 psi above stock. Then we go to map 6. This is your custom tuning map. I haven't played around with this yet, but at some point I'm going to get Silo Performance to hook me up with a custom map. But obviously at a later stage when we have a lot more mods going on and I feel that my motor can actually handle it. Map 7, that's your race gas map. This is 18.5 psi peak boost, and this is relative to the Generation 5 ISO for your JB4. That's exactly what I have in my car, the latest version of the JB4 for the N54. This requires 100 to 104 octane, and it's pretty much a full-on racing fuel map. To use this map with E85 mixtures, you'd require the E85 back-end flash as well. So take into consideration that you cannot use this map on normal pump gas. For now, I'm definitely not going to be using the race gas map. I mean, my car is nowhere near to being able to handle that. But hopefully we'll get to that at a later stage. Then we've got map 8. This is your valet or low boost map. Please note that this may trigger the 30FF under boost code in cars not also equipped with the back-end flash map. I've never ever used map 8. Can't see why I would. But yeah, that pretty much sums up your different map switching. As you can see, I'm just switching through the maps. I'm leaving mine back to map 5, which is the map that I use daily. So I've mentioned the JB4 Bluetooth Connect Kit quite a few times in today's video. And the main reason that I've mentioned it is because I actually have this on my car. This requires you to purchase the JB4 mobile app off either your Apple Store or your Google Play Store. Connects via Bluetooth. Cool. And as you can see, it's pretty simple to connect. So through the mobile app, you can obviously set up what you want as your custom gauges. I've set mine up for water temperature, your air intake temperatures, your air fuel ratio, oil temperature, my current boost, and the current map that I'm in. So how do I change maps through the mobile app? You're going to click on settings, go to map, and then obviously you can choose your different maps. For example, I'll change from map 5 to map 4. Hit save the map selection, go back to my gauges, and as you can see here, it's now in map 4. Pretty simple to use. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this was informative, and I hope I've managed to teach some of you how to use your JB4 and give you an example of how easy it is to change maps through your in-dash menu, as well as the Bluetooth Connect Kit. See you guys next time.